The founder, he called it a sale like no other, with lots like no other, a very memorable and special occasion. You can imagine the buzz.
I bet. So let's talk about the papers themselves. The big one was the 1936 paper on computable numbers, right? Often called Turing's proof.
That's the cornerstone,
Yeah.
absolutely. It introduced the whole concept of a universal computing machine. People call it the first programming manual of the computer age, and honestly, that's not far off.
And that single paper went for?
208,000 pounds, just for that one-off print.
Unbelievable. And there was his PhD dissertation, too.
Yes, his 1938 dissertation, Systems of Logic Based on Ordinals, personally signed by him. That one explored some really deep stuff about the foundations of math. It went for 110,500 pounds.
So why is that 1936 paper on computable numbers so incredibly important? Can you break that down for us?
Well, fundamentally, it's the paper where Turing basically invented the theoretical basis for all modern computers. He showed mathematically that one single machine, what we now call a Turing machine, could, in theory, perform any calculation if you gave it the right instructions.
So not just a machine for one task, but any task.
Exactly. That's the jump. The idea of a universal machine. It's the foundation for software, for programmability, for the device you're probably listening on right now. That's why we call him the father of modern computing.
Oh.
Of course, many know him for his vital code-breaking work at Bletchley Park during the war.
Cracking the Enigma code, yeah. Crucial stuff.
Hugely important. But these papers, these iconic memories, as the auction house called them, they really cement that other equally massive part of his legacy, the computing part.
What an absolutely incredible story. From a dusty loft, nearly shredded, to fetching record prices and reminding us all about the origins of, well, everything digital.
It really is. And, it does make you think, doesn't it? This whole thing really underscores how fragile history can be, especially scientific history, how easily things can be overlooked or lost.
Yeah, that's a sobering thought.
How many other foundational documents or maybe key insights might just be sitting somewhere? Or worse, already gone.
Yeah.
It really puts a spotlight on the quiet, often unseen work of people who recognize and save these kinds of treasures, doesn't it? Makes you wonder what else might be out there, waiting to be found.